Hello everybody and welcome. I'm Will Dragon and we're going to take a look at a game, Under the Heavens Warring States Saga. This seems to be another story-driven game and we have played a few of those on the channel. We do quite like them. This one is set in the Warring States of China period. Apparently you'll suffer soldier losses like XCOM 2. I don't know if that's a boast, quite frankly. If you enjoy the manga/anime Kingdom, this may have something for you. So yeah, which I do enjoy, that anime and manga. So we're gonna go and enjoy, see if we enjoy this. So this is only the demo. It basically shows us a bit of the prologue. So let's hit begin and see what happens. Borders don't exist anymore. Not really. Just blood-soaked ground that changes hands every season. River valleys, mountain passes, land men die for without ever knowing why. Armies blacken the plains while famine hollows the cities. Villages are razed, the land itself burned and poisoned until nothing remains but ash. Every year some new general's name spreads like wildfire. He'll end the war, they say. He'll unify the realm. Every year the earth swallows him whole. This is the age the scribes record with shaking hand, where triumph is just a different kind of ruin. Where survival isn't something you're owed, it's something you take. In this storm of kings and generals, one truth stands above all others. The realm devours the weak. And now, the Chronicle finds a new name. Yours. At dawn, the first oath awaits. 7 banners, 7 kingdoms locked in each other's throats. No one knows which will stand when the dust settles. Choose a kingdom to learn more before you swear. Okay, so let's just start at the top. The Han Dynasty. The old hearts of the realm, surrounded on every side, squeezed by stronger neighbors, yet still refusing to disappear. Compassion and Formation +1. Don't have a clue what they do, but hey, why not? Let's keep going down the list. The Wei Kingdom, just above Han Kingdom. Unity and Formation +1. Yeah, I don't know what any of this stuff means. Cool. That's Unity and Formation. The Key. Unity and Scouting. Ooh, I do quite like the idea of better scouting. The Chu Dynasty. That's a very big dynasty. Compassion and Pressure. The Zhao Dynasty. Ooh, Unity and Flanking. I like Unity and Flanking. The Yan Dynasty up top. Passion and Flanking. Oh, I like that. That was Unity and Flanking, I think, was the Zhao Dynasty. Discipline and Pressure. Oh, Discipline's also good. Now, if I'm trying to remember from the anime series, it's been a while, basically, since I've kind of plugged into it, should we say. I believe it's the Qin Dynasty. It's the Qin or the Zhao, but I think it's the Qin Dynasty. Or the Jin Dynasty. No, it's not Jin pronounced, it's Qin Dynasty. Yeah. I believe they're the ones who are featured in Kingdom. But I think I'm going to lean into Zhao. Because I do like the flanking and unity. Let's swear to the Zhao. Press the map to open the map scroll and view the current borders of the warring states at any time. Northern warriors bred on the steppe border, they've held the line for generations. They know the cost. The oath is sealed to Zhao. There is no ceremony beyond this, no witness but the war itself. From this moment on, your victories and your failures will carry its name. Your father shaped your life. What trade forged the hands that now reach for a weapon? Ah! I shall be... I'm not even going to check what they do. I'm going to be a war orphan, actually. Defensive and Compassion. You watch, you listen, you live. I'm going to be a war orphan this time. You are a war orphan, taken in by a minor house. You entered service at a young age. You learned to watch, to listen, to survive. When the house fell, no one protected you. You lived because you saw it coming. You understand now. Survival belongs to those who see the collapse before it begins. Your story begins in the traces left by an orphan, shaped by quiet resilience and the ability to read the moods of others. There is no changing where you come from. only what you make of it now. Most soldiers are handed a spear and told to hold the line. That is how armies survive. But before this, you held something else. It wasn't long enough to master it, just enough to know how it answers your hand. Every weapon serves the same purpose, each leaves its mark in a different way. Well, let me see, I've gone war orphan, and I was brought up in the household of another. Now, when we say swords, we're not talking samurais here, people. We're in China, not Japan. So we're talking, you know, more like, imagine a short sword. So, possibly, maybe a spear to, you know, kind of potentially, I don't know, hold off animals, or maybe hold off a bit of a... help defend the house a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't have been given a sword. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have happened. A bow? Would we have been a hunting family? Probably not. Definitely not a glaive. Maybe a mace, you know, a nice common folk type weapon. But I am gonna go for spear. I'm thinking it's, you know, not gonna be a proper spear. It's gonna be like almost like a wooden pole, used to help beat people back a little bit. But, you know, it's near enough a spear without the sharp pointy end. Distance is survival. The spear rewards discipline, spacing, and the ability to control a fight before it reaches your body. Got this weapon. Weight settles into your bones, carrying the mark of control of distance and the rhythm of disciplined formations. From this moment on, your hands will learn its language, and it will be yours. Enter your name into the chronicle. That'll, of course, be Dragon. I mean, what a name, right? If I don't conquer China, nobody will. The chronicle awaits Dragon. 7 banners. Each one carries the weight of command. First banner belongs to the Supreme Commander, Lady Ying, the Iron Regent. Lady Ying rules through proxy, her authority forged not in court but on blood-soaked fields where her victories silenced every challenger. Widely regarded as one of the greatest generals of her era, she earned obedience through results no rival could... it stays there. No rival could dispute. Climbing from frontline officer to Supreme Command through sheer tactical brilliance. Though removed from daily operations, her presence shapes every campaign. A reminder that power claimed by force is never truly relinquished. When Lady Ying intervenes directly, wars end swiftly or catastrophically, and every general knows their strategies exist only because she permits it. Battlefield Charisma, Anvil Commander. Held when others ran. And Sentinel's Reach. A force card from the spine of Zhao, tempered in wars that broke entire kingdoms. When Lady Ying speaks, courts fall silent. When Lady Ying moves, borders shift. Veterans who survived 30 battles will tell you the same thing. Supreme Commander doesn't fight wars, Supreme Commander reshapes world. Can we get rid of her now? Can you disappear, please? Oh, there you are, X. Besides this Colossus stand the great generals, figures whose shadows alone have broken sieges and emptied walls. Gao Kai, Silent Viper. I'm not going to read all of them. We'll potentially pick them up a bit more as we go through. A commander whose presence on the field tilts battles before the first blade is drawn. Enemy generals see Gao Kai's banner and reconsider their strategies. Allied soldiers see it and fight like they're immortal. This is leadership perfected. He has the Weaver's Art. Very nice. Hammer's Edge. And Eyes of the Battlefield. Jin Yuan, the Young Tiger. Runs through instinct and overwhelming force, dismissing elaborate strategy for direct action that breaks enemy formations before they can adapt. So, overwhelming force, Ghost Blade, and Vanguard Hunter. Nice. Where Gao Kai is the hammer, Jin Yuan is the blade in the dark. Precise, devastating, impossible to predict. Entire campaigns have turned on a single order, spoken once, then never repeated. To stand in Jin Yuan's command is to learn that war is a language, and this general speaks it fluently. Press the Jade Dragon to open the High Command Scroll and learn more about the military leadership you serve under. Oh, there you go. We also have Great General Sun Bin. And then we have Generals Kai Feng, Hoi Jian, Zhao She, Jiang Hong. And I apologize if I'm butchering any of these names for anyone who can pronounce them properly. I will simply be trying my best. There's my X. Beneath them, the generals hold the round together. Guardians of the passes, rivers, and borders where common soldiers die by the thousands. Kai Feng, the stoic engineer. Wu Zhan, the rising fan. Zhao Shi, the mountain ghost. And Jiang Hong, the iron widow. These are the officers who transform orders into victory, who hold formations when everything screams to break and run. Their names appear on battlefield reports stained with blood and mud. Soldiers pray to reach their standards, enemies pray to avoid them. These are the titans under whose banners you will march. Their names are legend. Yours is still unwritten. The morning drums rise like thunder rolling across distant hills. After 3 days on a dusty wagon rattling over fields and empty way stations, you can now see it as the mist lifts in the distance. The Zhao recruitment grounds. You step down from the carriage. The air tastes of dust, sweat, sharpened purpose. Your training begins at first light. The camp swallows you whole. Training yards stretch like scars across the earth, crowded with recruits staggering beneath weighted poles as instructors roar for tighter ranks. Spears crash into wooden frames. Mud cakes the legs of those too slow to rise. Bodies hitting the ground again and again until the lesson is learned. Nearby, a pair of veterans drag a collapsed recruit to the side without a word, leaving him in the shade to recover or to reconsider his future. You walk past the kitchen area where fires are burning from dawn until dusk. Smoke clings to everything in its path. Beyond them lie the lodgings, cramped spaces filled with the restless breathing of men and women who fear tomorrow more than yesterday. The reality settles into your bones. This place is not built to welcome you. It's meant to strip away anything you may have been unsure about. The first time since leaving home, a thought cracks through. Have you stepped onto the right path? Confirm your choices? No. I thought that would be. Are you sure of your previous choices? Day 1. Arrival. The muster horns sound before the sun has fully risen. A low, violent note that rolls through the dormitory and drags every man to his feet. Recruits stumble into the hallways, rushing to grab their gear and get ready. They run to the training yards, bumping each other in tight spaces. One recruit almost gets trampled and finds himself quickly regaining his footing. The others don't even look back. They are already moving forward, following the sound of the horns and the crowd. You do not know what the protocol is, so you follow the only rule that seems clear. Move when everyone else moves. Cold air meets you outside. The yard is already filled with bodies trying to arrange themselves into something resembling order. You just take a place in a loose line beside 4 strangers. No one looks certain. Hands are just grips. Feet shift restlessly in the dirt. A few older soldiers move through the ranks, correcting posture with quiet efficiency. Then the murmurs begin to fade. Choices shape who you become. Your future and your units respond not to single decisions, but to patterns. 100-man Captain Liang stands at the edge of the yard. His face gives nothing away. He offers no greeting, no explanation. He simply calls out, "Lines of 5, move forward." Everyone starts moving as a group. You step forward with the others. The line immediately begins to drift. The man to your left walks too wide. The one ahead shortens his stride. Someone in the rear nearly collides into you. Across the yard, the veterans move with clean precision. Their spacing exact, their rhythm unbroken. Your section lags behind. How do you move? Study the veterans and adapt. Cunning, unity, and scouting. Outcomes are resolved by a role influenced by your traits, officers, preparations, and more. Yours improve as you rise from nobody to somebody. Instead of forcing your section, you walk the veterans across the yard. You mirror their stride, their posture, their pacing, and allow your line to recalibrate around you. The yard fills with the sound of marching feet as the instructor Liang steps into the formation, his silence weighing heavier than any shouted command. 8! Ouch! Failure! You keep your footing, but the line never settles into clean rhythm. Spacing wavers, adjustments come too late, the man to your left drifts, and you correct only after the damage is visible. Captain Liang slows as he passes your section. This is your first day, he says without raising his voice. Otherwise, you would be scrubbing latrines until your hands bled. He moves on. The march continues. You remained upright. That is the only reason you are still in formation. You spent the evening watching the recruits who succeeded, studying their movements. The others slept. You learned. Before the sun clears the horizon, the yard is already alive. Training posts ring as recruits drive blunted weapons into scarred wood. Sound rolling outward in waves shaped by thousands of arms that came before them. Rows of weighted dummies stand rigid in the dirt. Recruits flood into position as instructors move through the lines like predators. Wooden rods ready to crack down on lazy stances or wandering focus. Each strike must land clean. One mistake, you will feel pain. Press the red seal to open the Chronicle scroll and review how your actions are being recorded. Conducting tendencies, your choices accumulate across categories. Over time, dominant patterns shape your traits, reputation, and opportunities. These values do not directly affect role outcomes, they determine which traits you develop. At key moments, your dominant tendencies form into permanent traits, such as Iron Command or Shield of Many. Traits are what influence your role outcomes. Not about balance, it is about who you are becoming. Okay, formation, scouting, flanking, compassion, unity, defensive, cunning. Not very aggressive, not very disciplined, not very good with pressure. I have also lost 0 men under my command because I don't have a command. But hey, we're getting there. How do you face the drill? Oh, sorry. Air shakes with impact. Spears thud. Swords slam. The ground vibrates beneath bodies still learning how to move as extensions of steel. Prep drips into the dust. Arms fail. Grips slip. No one is allowed to stop. The drill demands endurance and will. Your turn comes. At first, the blunted weapon feels heavier than it probably should. How do you face the drill? Do I have anything about... Can you understand how survival belongs to those... Yeah... What? I don't have anything to do with the fact that I chose a spear. Interesting. Thought there might be something there, because obviously I'm now doing spear drills, so I thought I should have an advantage coming off that. Watch the best and learn. Cunning, compassion, and scouting, which, yes, what I did last time as well. This is what we're pushing into, really. I feel like this little core here. Not going to be very good at flanking, it seems. You study the strongest recruits, their stance, their timing, where their weight is positioned when shifting. You improve your technique by watching others quietly, making adjustments quicker than the instructor will ever realize. The instructor passes your position as you hold your stance. Shadows of his body crosses yours, as he watches to see if your stance will continue in spite of fatigue. It is no longer about the first strike, it is about the 50th. Roll. That's got to be a pass. Come on, a 14. I don't know what the pass mark is, really don't. Oh, success with cost, so it's a slight pass. I'm thinking maybe sets a 5. Who knows? You maintain the rhythm of your swings. Each blow hits with a perfect combination of speed and control. But the cost is brutal. The violent trembling of your muscles makes it nearly impossible for you to steady the weapon. Sweat drips down into your eyes. Every muscle screams for you to stop, but you don't. Because stopping means failing, and you have witnessed what happens to those who fail. Early in the morning, you don't wake to the horn, you wake to violence. The barracks door slams open, lantern lights cutting through the dark. Up! Inspection! 2 minutes! No one fully understands the command, but everyone moves. Hands fumble, blankets twist, sleep hasn't left your body yet, but time already has. Across from you, a recruit is failing. Blanket won't fold right, he keeps restarting, making it worse each time. The instructor is moving down the row, you only have seconds. So that'd be a compassion point to fix him. Snap at him, force him to get it right. That would definitely be an aggression thing we are not going into. Discipline, I feel like, would be lock in my own space, make it perfect. Then it happens, watch what breaks. Not too sure. Cunning, probably. But I'm going to go for compassion. Fix his mistake before it's seen. Defensive and compassion. There you go. That's what we're leaning into. What we're leaning into is the core moments. You step in fast. Your hands are steady where his are not. You fold the blanket with clean precision, correcting the angles and smoothing the wrinkles before the instructor can see. The fold snaps into place just before the instructor arrives. He exhales like he's been drowning. You're already back in position. The instructor reaches your row. He stops. His eyes look your way, then moves on. Not everyone is as fortunate. The inspector passes like a storm. No one speaks after the horror of the inspection. They just prepare for the rest of the day quietly. So yeah, we're pushing. We're going to become definitely a defensive person by the looks of it. Although again, we did go spear. I mean, if we went sword, maybe a bit more offensive. Who knows? Your arms feel like sand. Every muscle screams from yesterday's strikes, but you remember the rhythm. You can endure more than you think. The horns sound long before dawn. Every recruit in your barracks is already awake. No one slept properly after the inspection. Packs are thrown onto shoulders so quickly that the straps bite before you can adjust them. It is way too heavy for bodies that have not yet been tested. None of the instructors offer any mercy. Front ranks, move! March begins without ceremony. You cross uneven ground slick with morning frost. Mud clings to your boots. Loose stones twist ankles. Lines stretch out in front of you, snaking like an injured snake over the rolling hills. With each step, the weight of the pack gets heavier. It seems like the earth itself is trying to drag you under. Instructors stand along the column. Anybody that stumbles will be shoved back up to standing position. Anyone who falls risks being trampled. Already, some of the recruits ahead are gasping for air, their spirits breaking faster than their muscles. Time blurs together as hours turn into endless grind. Your throat burns, your legs shake. As your sweat chills your spine. The pack on your shoulders is eating away at you. You have no idea what your final destination might look like. All you see is the seemingly endless road and one harsh reality. The army does not slow down for the weak. How do you endure? Push to the front, dominate. Again, aggressive and read the terrain, take the better path. Pace yourself, save your strength. I mean, that would be, I think, cunning and compassion and defensive would most probably help the struggling recruit. But I'm going to read the terrain and take the better path. Cunning, compassion, scouting. Yeah, that's what we're, again, very much leaning into. We're becoming a very compassionate man, I must say. With every step you study the ground, you pick firm spots instead of soft ones, you avoid slick areas. You guide those around you to the best possible footing. Instead of being an enemy, the terrain is now working for you and helping you move along. The march continues on, and the instructors wander around the perimeter of the marches in silence. Every step, every uneven breath, every time someone stumbles is being watched by the instructors to determine who will be able to endure the physical burden and who has already given up under it. Good roll, please. Oh yeah, 19! We're obviously rolling a d20, as you can see. The march stretches for hours, yet your stride remains controlled and deliberate. Where others stumble, you adjust. Where the ground shifts, you adapt. Pack never drags you off balance. One instructor watches you for several steps before moving on. Your pace holds. By the time you return to the barracks, the sun has already begun to fall. The march has stripped conversation from the group. No one speaks as you step inside. You notice something is different. New signs have been nailed onto the wooden beams and with an official seal. At the bottom of each, a name. Supreme Commander of Zhao, Lady Ying. Step closer and read. You are already behind. Endure longer, see further. The enemy will not wait for you to be ready. The words settle heavier than the pack on your shoulders. This is how Zhao wages war, and these are the standards you will be measured against for the rest of your life. Day 4. First Blood. Yesterday's march revealed something. When others faltered, your body found reserves you didn't know existed. The instructor's gaze lingered over you with an air of recognition, of potential. Now you move through the morning with a dangerous clarity, understanding for the first time that you might actually belong here. But belonging means the standards just got higher. By midday, the yard hums with a harsh, uneven rhythm. Wooden practice weapons clap against each other in sharp, cracking bursts that echo across the camp. The recruits form loose circles where pairs collide in messy, desperate exchanges. Splinters fly, bruises bloom. Instructors walk among the circles, using their long wooden staffs to bring an end to every sound whenever they struck the ground. Their eyes look in everything from dropped hands to poor footwork, from fear masquerading as caution. You step into the circle. Your partner mirrors your stance. Both of you know what comes next. The pressure falls on your shoulders. This is the first time you will strike at another person with intent, even if the wood is blunted. No one here is an enemy, yet every blow still lands with the force of survival. Your sparring partner steps forward. Their hands are shaking, and so are yours. The instructor raises his staff. Begin! How do you approach the bar? Guard tight, let them come. Press hard, force them back. Stay sharp, take the opening. Stay sharp, take the opening. Cunning, compassion, scouting. Beautiful. Definitely what we're hitting into. I probably should try and boost the others a little bit, mind you. You study their weight shifts, their grip, their hesitation in their shoulders. You strike not harder, but smarter, catching them where they least expect it. The clash of wood echoes across the yard. Your muscles remember days of punishment. Your partner's eyes are wide with the same exhaustion you feel in your bones. Then, a horn. The alarm horn. Every single recruit instantly stops swinging their weapons. Wooden weapons hang in the air like questions no one knows how to answer. The instructor's head immediately turns to the entrance of the training grounds. Weapons down! All in! Chaos erupts in the training yard. Some recruits immediately drop their arms and run towards the formation line. Others stand paralyzed, waiting for orders that aren't coming fast. Your instructor doesn't wait for confusion to settle. Border raid! He yells. Enemies have breached our perimeter fence! All capable recruits to the south wall! Move! At first, the recruits can't understand what he means by border raid. A border raid, right now, during training? It takes a few moments, but eventually it clicks into place. This is no drill. Around you, recruits are stumbling over their own feet. Someone vomits from sudden fear. The instructors are already arming themselves with real steel. Your heart is pounding hard against your chest. This is what you are trained for. If you've only trained for 3.5 days. 3 choices flash through your mind. Form the other recruits up. Stop the panic. Defensive and unity. Oh, is that my first unity? Oh no, unity's... Yeah, see, yeah, I'm gonna focus on this block. We're gonna have to skip the other ones, it seems. So when I stop this from becoming a stampede, you grab the nearest recruit's shoulder and start forming a line. Line up! Your voice cracks, but it's loud enough. The recruit beside you, the one who's been fumbling through every drill, stares at you with wild eyes. I don't think we are prepared for this. Doesn't matter! You grab his shoulder. We line up, we move together, or we all die scattered. Something in your tone cuts through his panic. He straightens, nods. 2 more recruits fall in beside you, then 4, then 8, breathing like one thing. Your instructor notices. For half a second, he meets your gaze. Then he's shouting, Recruits, with me, south wall, double time! Follow him to the wall with your makeshift unit. Your makeshift unit moves together. The instructor has set the pace. You are keeping the line intact by yelling out when one of the 4 recruits behind you begins to lose sight of where he is going. They follow you in a rough but steady formation. The south wall rises ahead. You reach the south wall. Seen as smaller than you expected, which somehow makes it worse. This is not an army, maybe 30 raiders, light cavalry moving fast, and already pulling back after torching an outer supply shed. Smoke rises in a black pillar. The camp's veteran garrison is already responding. Shields up, archers knocking arrows. The raiders wheel their horses, testing for weaknesses, looking for an opening that isn't there. This isn't a full assault, it's a raid, a probe, a message. They're measuring you. 100-man Captain Liang surveys his defenses from atop the wall. His eyes sweep the raiders, then sweep the green recruits now clutching weapons they barely know how to hold. He makes a decision. Recruits! His voice cuts through the tension. Hold this wall, he says. Veterans, with me! We're running them down before they report back. Wait, he's leaving you here? 30 recruits? Maybe 10 who've held a weapon for more than 4 days? Against the possibility that the raiders aren't retreating, that this is bait, that more are coming. The veterans pour off the wall, mounting horses, forming pursuit. The thunder of hooves fade. Everything settles, the rest of the camp feels very far away. You're holding the wall now. One of the recruits beside you whispers, Did they really leave us here? Another, what if more come? The sun beats down. Smoke is rising into the air. Wall is yours, and no one is coming to save you if it goes wrong. We watch out for each other. No one dies alone. Compassion, defense, unity. We hold. That's an order. Maybe aggressive and disciplined. Pressure formation. Yeah, I'm not really going to stay sharp. This might not be over. Probably cunning and that kind of thing. No, I'm going to go for this one. Probably compassion. Let's watch each other for each other. No one dies alone. Oh, you know, that's unity +1. Fair. We'll go for that. It's in my block. It's in my block. I don't know how many of these you can really push. What have we got? 3, 6, 10, 11. And I'm trying to push 5. That's less than half. Surely that's possible. In fact, you usually get 3 of them with a +1. You meet each recruit's eyes, making it real, making it a promise. One recruit, one who vomited earlier, straightens his back. Together, says quietly. The line tightens. They are watching each other now. They are not alone. 2 hours. 2 hours of staring at an empty field while your hands sweat on a spear you prayed you wouldn't have to use. 2 hours of every shadow looking like a rider. 2 hours of recruits asking if the veterans are coming back. They do come back. All of them. With blood, but alive. The raiders are gone, scattered or dead. Captain Liang rides past the wall, sees 30 recruits still standing where he left them. He nods ever so slightly, but you feel it. That night, no one talks about the spar. They talk about the wall, about the alarm, about the way their hands shook when they thought they might actually have to kill someone. After dinner, Captain Liang comes over and gives you a whetstone. You need to sharpen your practice blade, he says. Then quietly, you do not crack under pressure today, like most do on the day the horns blow. He walks away before you can respond. Whetstone sits heavy in your hand. Your ribs still ache, but the pain seems smaller now. The raid put everything in perspective. Tomorrow, training continues. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to end this there. The demo is supposed to last about an hour, so it's going to be done in 2 parts. And so we're going to stop on day 5, reading ground, where we will continue our training and maybe have our first little skirmish. I feel it's coming. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed the first look at this game. It's obviously, we're only slightly even starting to scratch the surface, but I think it's got a lot of promise. What I've seen so far and what I've seen is the potential of the game from having a quick look at it. I think it's got a lot of promise. Obviously, when we get really into it, we'll see what actually happens. But I think it should be a lot of fun. So if you have enjoyed it and you want to see more, there will be another episode coming out tomorrow. But until then, as per always, I hope that you will stay safe, happy, and healthy.